Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God. Chubs gone wild.
Well, hello. Rumors of our leaving you forever have are just so exaggerated. We told you we would have a week off, and now we're back, and we are here to entertain you. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
Well, it's Chubs Gone Wild, episode 564, recorded on Monday, October 21st, 2024. And it is 100. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm telling you, sometimes the shit that comes out of my mouth, I don't even get it anymore. It is 79 degrees, not 100, thankfully, and sunny in Chubland.
And last night it got into the 40s. It was cold.
Yes. Even I don't get to experience it that much because somebody likes to get up in the middle of the night when they get up and turn the heat on. So usually I start getting all cozy, and then like I can tell because there's that period where you have to get up and pee and you're like, oh my God, why am I sweating?
Yeah,
It's off. So
I know. Yeah,
yeah.
I was freezing when I got to bed,
Mm.
and we don't turn on the heat, but you once your body regulates,
Uh-huh.
and your body naturally goes a little colder when you, and
That's
so if you
right.
have too many covers, oh my God, yeah. And so I took off the top blank, the down comforter, and so I just had the blanket on me, and then I was like, okay, the down comforter is like below my groin area because everything is sweaty from the groin up, and yeah,
Oh,
I hate that few moments there, or when it's around your neck is sweaty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Um, well, it is 10 days until Halloween, the grandest time of the gay year, so I'm told. It is also 38 days till Thanksgiving and 65 days until Christmas. And I have already bought my first Christmas gift. Yay. I'm sure she will be thrilled. And I am one of the I'm the sucker for the displays when they have the Christmas aisle and then they have the suggested gifts for like him and her and blah blah blah. If there's a certain type of something, I will snap it up, especially when it's only $5 for my mom. But for the most part, I just who wants to give that stuff to somebody? Like, here, have some junk that you're going to have to put in a yard sale when I am not attending that yard sale. So I can see that you're regifting the dartboard that I got you. That was such a great idea. Yeah. And of course, one of the famous lines that I put in one of my plays, which you and I both know where it came from, was why does everyone keep giving me gift cards? Because we're tired of seeing the stuff we give you in your yard sales. Yeah. Anyway, Patreon. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and a lot more. And we want to thank our current amazing patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brother Sinatus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose Pete. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can support everything that we do for just $1 a month or more if you're feeling generous. All right. Today's affirmation Please center yourself. When it is time for a new job, the opportunity presents itself easily. You can take that in a dirty way if you like too.
Yeah.
All right. Today in history, on October 21st, 1959, on New York City's Fifth Avenue, thousands of people lined up in a bizarrely shaped white concrete building that resembled a giant upside-down cupcake. It was the opening day of the new Guggenheim Museum, home to one of the world's top collections of modern art. Mining tycoon Solomon R. Guggenheim began collecting art seriously when he retired in the 1930s. With the help of Hilda Rebay, a German baroness and artist, Guggenheim displayed his purchases for the first time in 1939 in a former car showroom in New York. So there you go. It was today in 1959 the Guggenheim Museum opened and is still one of the most famous, well, U.S. galleries anyway.
Well, that means the Guggenheim can get Medicare.
Oh my God. Considering, yeah, that would be lovely unless somebody wins and takes Medicare away. Just saying. Okay, well, let's see if we celebrate any holidays today. It's Back to the Future Day. And you get back in time. So, did you see that in the theater?
Yes.
And did you love it?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I was 15 and my teacher, my science teacher, actually took me to see it. She's like, this is a movie you have to see. And I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. All right. It's also Apple Day. I may be cooking some apples later. It's also Babbling Day.
What are you doing with apples?
Well, I bought some apples and they're just not good like eaten apples. So I'm gonna slice them up and drown them in sugar and butter and then bake them and then let my mother eat them because she likes baked apples.
Oh, so okay, like a baked apple. Got
Yeah.
it.
It's Babbling Day. Hey, we're doing that. And Celebration of the Mind, done. Check your meds, done. Count your buttons. Okay, that's too many for now. We'll do that later. It's also Garbanzo Bean Day, and we have Garbanzo Bean Day. Do you like garbanzo beans?
Um, sure.
Yeah, they're kind of a here or there for me.
Well, I don't like them in their whole form in salads
Oh,
because they're kind of gross. But if you make it into hummus and
yeah.
there's lots of things you can do with them. They're very versatile.
My mom used to just eat them out of the can, but that's when we didn't have much, so she was fine with it. They were cheap.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and people kept giving them away for free, so yeah, we'd get them. Also, Global Iodine Deficiency Disorders Prevention Day. That is important. I've never heard of it before, but that's important. Adjust Your Chair Day. Done. International Day of the Nacho.
Now, that sounds good.
Yes. Although I was talking with my Aunt Kendall and we were talking about like remember the old cheese like that would like the Campbell's soup nacho cheese that you'd put
Yeah.
on your chips back in the 80s. And it used to be so good. And now it's just like, what the is that?
Well, what happened was that somebody said, "No, no, we don't want the creamy, gooey cheese. We want to use regular cheese because that's extra special." And it's really not,
No.
because all it does is get hard right away,
Yeah.
and it's all stuck together. You know who has great nachos? Cheap, great nachos is Jim Boy's
Oh yeah.
because
I haven't been there forever.
they have they do the old gooey nacho cheese and
Yeah.
it's always right on.
I need to try that because yeah, I love nachos, but I don't like that other. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's also Multicultural Diversity Day. Got that done. National Clean Your Virtual Desktop. Oh my gosh, I'm winning today.
Yeah, I have nothing on my desktop.
Oh, well, you won that one.
Yeah.
It's also National Mezcal Day. Okay. And Pets for Veterans. Pumpkin cheese. Oh God,
Shouldn't
pumpkin
that be pets
cheesecake.
for vets?
That would be cute. That would
Yeah,
be very cute.
come on.
Yeah.
We need to brand things,
Although I guess
people.
they probably want to make sure it's not pets for veterinarians.
Well, it's coming from the veterans. They'll know.
Yeah, true. Pumpkin cheesecake. I'm down. I want one. Bring it. I love pumpkin cheesecake.
But
As long as it's not grainy, because I've
uh,
had some where they just don't take the time to mix it well enough.
you should try the Costco one.
I just Costco sounds like food
Heaven.
heaven.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, it's also Witch Hazel Day, and it's not well, it's Witch Hazel, but it's also Witch Hazel Day. From the old cartoons, love her. Also Reptile Awareness Day. I'm aware of them, and I don't want to.
Wait, rectal?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, some people say reptile, but
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry. I thought
reptile. It's supposed to be reptile, I
Are
think.
you sure it's not rectal, like your butthole?
Rectal, no. I didn't even know her. I mean him. I mean, anyway, moving on. It's also Bolognese Ragu Day. No, thank you. I don't like bologna in my Italian food.
You don't like the Italian sandwich at Costco? Well, at either Togo's or Subway when you get the Italian.
Not really.
Oh, it's really tasty.
Hmm.
All the flavors work together. Terrible for your
Everything.
it's like death on a sandwich, but it tastes really good.
Yeah, I mean I can appreciate it, but
I
I
mean,
won't order
I'm
it.
not a bologna fan, like eating a thing of bologna, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's something about, you get those hams and the bolognas and the things with things in them. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. The only way that I can eat well, okay, that's not true. The only way that I can eat Miracle Whip if it's on a bologna sandwich on white bread. Other than that, I do not like Miracle Whip.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ah. Um, let's see. What? Okay, it's time for birthdays. Happy birthday to Victor, who is a famous artist. Also, happy birthday to Anthony, Billy, Julie, Mike, and Pizza Babe from the OG Freak Network. And we have Ronald, Kate, Tiffany, Mark, Kimberly, Mark, very famous adult artist, Mark DeBach. And he, amazing work, absolutely amazing work. A little kinky, but amazing. Well, happy birthday to Anthony Alfonso. We have Deanna, Stephen, wow, two Deannas right next to each other. That's pretty cool. We have oh my stars and garters. So Timothy, who sends us all the amazing stuff and all the amazing Chub questions. His birthday is coming up on the 25th, which is the day that I have to go to the dentist. Okay, I need to make a note of that so I can, send him a little extra appreciation because he does so many wonderful things for us, as do so many of our patrons. All right. We also have, who else we got here? We got happy birthday to Mark, Terry, Marcus, Corey, AJ. Used to be our bartender at the Vault. Remember him?
Of course, I know Asia. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you know
And
that he, because he's got some lovely facial hair,
yes, he really does. It's
and
beautiful.
he told me that I inspired him.
Aw,
I know
that's
it was very
sweet.
kind, very kind.
Yeah, you used to really have an awesome facial haircut.
Yeah, until
the
my
handlebar and
yeah,
everything.
until it went gray and then it matched the color of my skin. Thank you, skin.
Oh,
Sad.
well, at least you don't trump it up, shall we say, you know.
Mm.
But yeah. And then we have author Martin New. I guess that's how you pronounce it. And Ricky, happy birthday to all you people coming up, and happy birthday to the birthdays from last week. We hope that you all had wonderful, wonderful birthdays. Or as Big Fatty would say, exiting of the birth canal. Hmm. Makes you think, doesn't it?
No.
Okay, that's what I expected. Yeah, but
No.
all right. Hey, we have a feed bag, and Mike asks, "Where are you guys? I didn't get my fix of chubby daddies this week." Oh, well, here we are to give you an extra big helping of us. That's how we roll. All right, well, it's time to send out some chub hugs. And the chub hug I want to send out this week is to Mr. Ouija, as on the 17th, we celebrated 27 years of friendship. And in just a few weeks, like literally just a few weeks, it'll be 27 years for us as well. Because it was like November, middle of November, I think, that we
Okay.
that we met you. Yep. All right. Coming up, it's time for the news.
Wait, you
Oh,
don't want
wait,
my
no,
chub
no, no,
hugs?
it's not. You got chub hugs. I know you do.
Yeah, I send my chub hugs out to anyone living in a swing state
Oh, jeez.
because I spent a week in Las Vegas, which is a swing state,
Uh,
and it is election coverage all the time.
uh,
Actually, Obama was speaking while we were there. I did
wow.
not go. I did not go because it's an insane place. But every there are you don't see commercials for Wendy's. You only see commercials for the election.
Mm.
That's it. That's all you see is election commercials. And when you're there, your Facebook starts picking up that you're there, and then it's just boom, boom, boom. It was a
Mm.
nightmare, and I feel bad for all those folks in swing states.
Yeah.
But
Well,
thanks for taking one for
yeah.
the basically the states that don't matter.
Yeah.
That's what kills me is the whole electoral process means that people in okay, California's going to go to the Democrats, so we don't need to even think about them. Just
Well,
vote.
well, the thing that gets me is we have what 100 million people in California, and then
No,
like a
but
hundred million people in New York, and then we have like 100,000 people in 4 different states, and they're the ones that get to decide shit for the rest of us.
well,
It's
it's
fucking
actually seven
bullshit.
different states. But yes,
Well, I know I'm being a little, facetious, but it's just stupid, and that's why we need the popular vote. And by we, I mean the country, of course, but not just Democrats. But whatever.
well, no, I mean it's I would think that everybody wants to have their vote counted, and it just
Yeah,
feels like our votes don't matter. Just
right.
let us know what Michigan does. Okay.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, like
yeah.
Mr. Moose gets to he's somewhat in play this year a little bit in
Mm,
North Carolina, and our friends in Florida may be coming into play too. But it's just like I don't know. I guess I don't want the election coverage like they get it, but I want to count. It's like,
yeah.
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 So,
I'll tell
so
you, one of the great things is when you vote early, you stop getting the texts.
well, and when you vote early, it also tells the party that they don't have to work as hard.
Yeah.
With the text, with
Right.
they know they don't have to come knocking at your door. They know
Mm-hmm.
that they don't have to give you calls. They know that they don't have to send more flyers. They can all save money when you vote early.
Right, exactly. So once they have that you have voted, you get removed from all that bullshit. Although you still get some flyers here and there, but I mean, that's what the trash is for. But anyway, alrighty, Rue. Well, what's in the news? Following talks with LGBTQ activists at the Vatican, Pope Francis is facing calls to overturn the Catholic Church's ban on gender-affirming care for transgender people. The meeting, held privately at a guest house at the Pope's residence, was organized by New Ways Ministry, a US-based advocacy group for LGBTQ plus Catholics. The number of reported hate crimes against LGBTQ people in England and Wales has slightly dropped the past year, but campaigners say the figures are still deeply worrying. New research published by the government on Thursday, October 10th, showed that hate crimes based on a person's sexual orientation dropped by 8% in the year 23 to 24, compared with 22 to 23, while transphobic hate crime fell by 2%. In the year ending March 2024, there were 22,839 reported hate crimes involving a person's orientation and 4,780 transphobic crimes. So even though 8% or whatever dropped, that's still over 22,000 people that experienced bullshit for being gay. And probably about 800 of it was just like some really mean lesbian who, those kids are on her lawn again. So anyway, moving on. It is now time for Tom to tell you about those who have sadly left us this week.
It didn't seem like there were, I mean, we had that week that it was just insane.
Yeah.
So, and this is over 2 weeks, and I only saw four major ones.
Yeah.
I figure if I don't know who they are, and I'm pretty good on pop culture, they're just kind of throwing it out. But anyway, Cissy Houston, who's the mother of late Whitney Houston, and the two-time Grammy winner, who performed with the likes of Elvis Presley and Aretha Franklin, died at 91.
Wow.
What's really sad is she outlived both her daughter and her granddaughter.
It's so sad.
It really is. I mean, God, I was when you're in a long car drive between Vegas and Sacramento or Sacramento to Vegas, you tend to come up with like you just start talking about shit. And I was saying that, I mean, think about Whitney Houston. Had she not gotten into her drug haze and ended up killing herself because of it, think about the music we would have had from her.
Yeah.
And because I'm always mad because Karen Carpenter only lived to be 32 years old. And she, I mean, I'm thinking we never got the Broadway song album, that Streisand and the likes were doing during the 80s and 90s. We never got the let's look back at the big band era, even though they had done a few big band songs like Linda Ronstadt and Natalie Cole did. All these, all these great opportunities, as well as new music that they could have been doing for all those years. It just pisses me off. But I digress. Anyway, Ethel Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy's widow and human rights activist, died at 96. This one was very sad.
Yeah.
Liam Payne, former member of boy band One Direction, died after falling off the third floor of a hotel in Buenos Aires. He was 31, and people say that he threw himself off the balcony.
And it's so weird because I saw a video that he did on social media just 3 hours beforehand, and they were just sitting there at the table talking and being silly.
Yeah, and well, he had a history of depression and suicidal tendencies, so they're thinking it was suicide.
Poor
but
guy.
I'll tell you, that's one thing. When I was in Los Angeles, and one of the reasons why I left, I because I mean I had a moderate amount of success and nothing earth shattering, but at least I got a little taste of it. But when you get a big taste of it, and then it's over, and then you're kind of and you don't go, if nothing happens after that, it's got to be just very depressing to have that opportunity. I mean, and if the band doesn't want to continue on Summers for the rest of their lives, like New Kids on the Block and America and the
Yeah.
Eagles and everybody that still can play their instrument and sing on a stage does every summer, you you're going to be like Bobby Sherman, who's a cop in some rural place. Just you get that bit of fame, and it's hard to drop down to a normal person after that.
Yeah,
and
I
and
I I get yeah.
so that's I remember thinking, because the final straw for me was, remember the Jewish doctor on Days of Our Lives, the lady doctor who was dating Mike Horton. I can't remember her name, but she was on 4 years, series regular for 4 years, and then they wrote her off the show. And I was in I want to say it wasn't a Ralph's. I think it was like a Safeway or something, and she was checking people out. She was working as a checker and nothing's wrong. I'm not demeaning that job,
No.
but it's got to be really hard on your psyche to do that. And I don't want to be. I don't want to be some has-been that was hawking stuff on like a car lot or something, because there was a lot of that in LA too. So,
Right.
come by and see Dukes of Hazzard star and buy a car from him. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to kill myself. Oh my God, that's not even funny.
No.
Okay. But that's what did it for me. And I thought, I can be perfectly happy being a normal person, but I can't be perfectly happy being a normal person if I was a star.
Right.
So
Oh, was
maybe
it
that's why we see so much of it in celebrity.
was it Kayla? Kayla
No,
Brady?
no, Kayla's still on the show.
Well, that's what,
Robin, she
yeah.
was Robin, Dr. Robin somebody.
Huh.
Yeah. And the whole thing was she was Jewish, and that was like a big storyline um during the time period, because they really didn't focus on Jewish storylines on soap operas.
Right. Yeah.
And Mike was dating her, and I think he was going to convert at one point, and so it gave a lot of
Oh yeah. Okay,
things to it.
Robin. Well, I'll tell
You
you,
can try
something
to
that
search through Days
AI,
of Our Lives. Yeah.
yeah, there's something that AI can do, and then there's other stuff. A strict Orthodox Jew. So it has the whole storyline here, but it won't tell me the name of the actress.
Yeah. So I never saw her in anything again, but that doesn't mean she didn't get more work. But still, that
Oh,
was
there we go. Durya Ruggles.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But 4 years of being a regular main character on a soap opera, and then to have that rug pulled out from underneath her. Uh,
Right.
and maybe it didn't mean that much to her. Maybe it wasn't a big thing. Maybe she was cool about it, but I would have been very anyway, moving
Yeah.
on.
Get it.
The final person I've got today was Mitzi Gaynor, who
Oh,
anybody that was in around the 60s and the 70s and watched any kind of variety show or game show knew who Mitzi Gaynor was. She started in the South Pacific. She started on this is on Broadway. Mame. We saw she toured here quite often for Music Circus in Sacramento
oh,
during the summers, and she was just it's her and Ruta Lee were just that the cool, very talented chicks that could sing and dance. They were the triple threat and always fun. And Missy Gaynor died at 93 years old. So
no. She was
so let
really cool.
yeah, so let's go over and find out what Tom did this week.
Yeah.
Okay, well, as I was alluding, I was in Vegas for the softball World Series. And God, why did they have to do it in Vegas? it's just the strip is just already too busy, and people go, wow, the softball World Series was there. I guarantee you it was not the biggest event going on in Vegas at the time. It was
Mm.
because every time you go there, there's 80 different organizations having their event there, and they all think they're the most important. So,
Right.
but they did have a lot of people there, and it's uh, it's just so interesting watching um, the World Series. First of all, Sean's team is quite diverse. I mean, actually, I bet you they are the most diverse team that was there because
Hmm.
everybody else's team is mostly cisgender males, gay males, but
Right.
cisgender, and so it's when their team gets there, it's like, who are these people? Are they a team? Yes, they are. They are a team, and so and I appreciated that. That made it fun. But boy, there were a lot of hot men. You would
Hmm.
have liked that part of it.
Yeah.
But it was Vegas. The drivers are terrible. Um, the the food is expensive and a lot of times mediocre. We do have something coming up in what's in your lunch that I had that was really good,
Mm.
and I'll talk about that later. But let me move on with let's see, murders in the building. Last week's episode included Melissa McCarthy, who
Oh.
was playing Steve Martin's sister, and she lives in Jersey, so that's where they decided to hang out when they found out that somebody was trying to kill them, um, to shut them up. And the thing that I loved was she was a drunk, and she loved Crystal Light and vodka, so she would pour like a 12-ounce glass of vodka and then drop one of the Crystal Light packets in there and swirl it around. So it had to be horribly sweet, and it made me
Mm.
laugh. It made me laugh because uh, it was it was just gross but funny, and she did it for Martin Short, and Martin Short has the greatest looks, on his face. He's
Mm.
fantastic. And then the second week we found out about the second building, the building where the shot came from. That's across basically the building, the west building to their building, and they've been watching these three apartments that are right across from Steve Martin's apartment and figuring out what their storyline is. So we got what their actual storyline is and who they were. But what that did was they were all suspects, but now that leads them right back to not having a suspect. So good little twist, and it's Richard Kind and uh, what's his name, the Indian actor who um, uh, remember he went through the great um, I think it's
Aziz.
Kumar. Um, I'm trying to think. He's well. Anyway, he looks fantastic. He was in the. It's not the Marvels. It was the Angelina Jolie Marvel movie, and he's the God. I'm blank now, but he's in it, and it just anyway, good stuff. Good stuff over
I got
there.
Aziz Ansari.
No, no, it's not
No.
him. No,
Yeah.
no, no. It's fine.
Okay.
We're moving on. Big Brother finished last week. Chelsea ends up winning. Mackenzie comes in second, and Tucker wins fan favorite, which did not come as a surprise to me because Tucker was the most exciting part of the show. He was just fun to watch. He was funny. He was devious. He was cute. So yeah, that he would have been my pick as favorite too. Really good casting when they got him because Chelsea and Mackenzie were dominant, but not very entertaining, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
let's see, on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, um, I was kind of upset because we had uh, the lip sync at the end of the event or the show between Tessa T and Queen Kong, and uh, Tessa won, but they kept Queen Kong because they want to see Queen Kong at the finale. I guarantee you that's why. And it was sad. But Tessa did really, really well up till that point. And this last week they did a lip sync Lollapalooza with the girls who had already been sent home. So they brought them back, and so one of them could win $50,000,
Mm.
and that was nice. And that gives them all another chance to get up there and be seen again. So, Survivor this week. Are you watching it yet?
No.
Okay, so they sent Keisha home last week, um, and Anka this week. She was completely blindsided. Actually, they were both blindsided to the point of where you're just there. They're just sitting there going, "What? What?" I kind of like the blind sides, but I guess it's better than sitting there in angst for, you know, 2 or 3 days because you're getting voted off, and this is just it's like rip the band-aid off.
Yeah.
And so yeah, um, uh, we're trying to complete the first season of Tracker, even though the new season has started. Um, let's see, still with Agatha all along. We found out about um, Joe's character,
Yeah.
Joe Locke. It's Locke. Is it Joe Locke his name? Or
Yes.
Locke? Okay.
Yeah.
We found out who he is and what he wants. So it was
Right.
an interesting episode. And my favorite part was that the lady who got killed in episode 2, I think it was,
Mhm.
she got another scene. So I'm like, yay, she gets paid again.
Yeah.
I always like when that happens. We're still watching Nobody Wants This about Kristen Bell falling in love with the rabbi. It did get picked up for season 2. It's really um, for not really having much of a storyline, it's really entertaining. So
Mm.
yeah. On Golden Bachelor, last week we had the Chippendales geriatric, where they had all the guys get up there and strip, and
Oh.
it was some of them were
Pretty
good,
fat.
and others were fine. I mean, they all did it. And I was really, impressed. Maybe some of them thought they were too good, but anyway, um, one of the favorites went home because his mother died. Oh my God. The one thing about these the Golden shows is there's a lot of talk about death. It's almost like um, the Beetlejuice, the opening number is "This is a play about death." And this is a show about death. Everyone's dying. Or
Jeez.
they're talking about how, oh, my wife died, my husband died, my mother died. Oh,
Uh,
I want to spend these last few years with someone I can love before they die and I die. And it's just, oh my God, okay, great. Um, and then she did a one-on-one with Jordan at the ice arena, and then they had REO Speedwagon come out and perform on the ice. And I'm thinking, you're throwing older people on ice.
oh, well,
You're
yeah,
just
there's
asking
that
for a
too.
broken hip. Come on,
Yeah.
seriously,
But
or
REO
ankle, or
Speedwagon.
yeah, I can't
Weird.
stop this feeling anymore. That song.
I mean,
Um,
I'm sure the most of these people are too old to even know that one.
oh no, no, are you kidding? This is music from my era,
Well,
and I'm
I
their
know, and you're
age.
not as old as they are.
Oh no, I'm older than most of them.
What?
Yeah, they're between 58 and 70. So I'm smack there in the middle, girl. I mean, there's some
Okay.
guys that are 50, 58, 59 years old.
Well, okay. Well,
Yeah,
are
they're
they
almost
single?
your
No.
age, girl. Yeah, you're coming up on the Golden Bachelor era.
Oh, that's horrible
Okay.
thought.
And then there's a guy who's an ER doctor from Reno, and he can't cook at
Oh.
all. I mean, no cooking skills whatsoever. He can't chop up onions, just has no idea what to do.
Hmm.
Um, and then let's see. We got the hometowns. Did they come up? Did we have the hometowns this week? Or did they threaten them? I think they're coming up. Let me see. Um, Only one guy was divorced, the rest are widowers. And then at the end, she sends Mark home before the rose ceremony. And now he's there. Everyone's saying he's going to be the new Golden Bachelor. And I hope he's not, because I didn't like him. I don't like him.
Huh.
But we'll see what happens. And then she wipes out the place, and now all the people of color are gone,
Surprise, surprise.
just like that. And you know, the guys. She sent home a lot of really good guys, but she kept a lot of really handsome guys. There's one guy I didn't even know who he was. I'm going, well, he's obviously going home because I don't even recognize him, and he's the one that stayed. And I was like, I'm confused.
Have there
And
been any mixed race couples at the end
I
of
don't think
these?
so. I don't think so.
Because yeah, I was just all the ones I've watched, I don't think,
Because even when they have a female bachelorette of color, she's taking someone of color.
yeah.
So
Oh,
oh wait, no, no,
what
no.
about Jen?
Jen, well, did she
She just picked crazy, apparently.
and did I don't think they're not together. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that she picked someone that was white, but they were a nut job. Dumped
Well,
her.
that explains a lot,
Yeah,
honestly.
so okay, so I'm watching Grotesquerie over on Hulu. This is with Nash.
Oh yeah.
And and we just had episode 7, and episode 7, everyone's dead. So why do we have 3 more episodes coming? And it was weird
Backstory.
because they were playing with timelines or with dimensions or something that episode. So I'm sitting there watching it going, I have no fucking idea what's going on. But once again, Kelsey looked really good.
Mm.
Yeah. And yeah. Let's see, British Bake Off. Oh, well, you're watching that, so we can talk about that later.
Mhm.
I'm watching on CNN news comedy show. It's called "Have I Got News for You?" It's Roy Wood Jr., Amber Ruffin, and Ian Michael Black, and basically it's kind of like um, a game show version of Last Week with John Oliver and The
Mm.
Daily Show, kind of mixing that together. So they've got 3 comedians, and then they bring in 2 people of note, and so it's just thank you, and it's just a fun show because they're well, so much of it right now is just you know weirdness that Trump's doing, so that makes it fun.
Mm.
And then uh, and that's it other for me. And if you are going to go into Vegas, fly. I'll just tell you that fly in, don't drive unless you're, Palm Springs or
Mm.
somewhere close because it's a long fucking drive.
It
Even
is.
though
Nice
in the
though.
yesterday coming home, the Tesla did most of the driving.
Huh.
Still, it's a long fucking drive.
Mm.
And let's see,
All
what
right,
did
well, let's start with did you want to talk about anything else before we
no, we're gonna
Okay.
see what we watched together.
Okay, so starting out, I think the actor that you were talking about was Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes.
And yes, that man has buffed himself up. He is quite
I
a
mean, he
very,
was he was
very
he
delicious
was cute
man.
fucker before he got buffed up.
Absolutely.
And and sometimes he's a little too muscly, but I could deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like him and his work a lot. Okay. So starting, of course, with the English teacher, the 2 episodes that we watched were the convention and then the gay bar, where they had his birthday at the gay bar. Where
Just a minute, let me catch. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, the convention.
yeah,
Yeah, which they were at the convention for teachers, and every single person that went up to speak told. I mean, I loved it when it goes, you might really want to think about getting a second full-time job as a teacher. And
yeah,
it's like, what? And everything was horrible. You can't touch the kids. You can't even talk back to the kids,
yeah.
because you don't want a lawsuit against yourself. And it was like, why would anybody want to be a teacher
I know. Yeah.
after watching that episode? But my favorite line was when there were a lot of conventions. It's like Vegas, but this. I think they were in Houston, and so which is where the World Series is next year. Shoot me in the head. So, um,
fine.
yeah, but it's still Texas. And what happened was, so it's this straight friend of Evans, who's the main character, and so the female teacher that Evans hanging out with says, "Oh, why do you like him?" And he goes, "Oh, he gets drunk and shows his dick." And she goes, "Oh yeah, that's right. You like that kind of thing." My favorite line. And then Evan's birthday party, which is the last episode of the season, he's having his birthday party, and they decide to throw it at the local gay bar. But it's not just a gay bar. It's like what we have here. We call it the Bolt. But it's your bare leather biker gay bar.
Porn on the monitor.
Yeah, well, then that was my favorite line when he goes. He told who the principal's there, and he goes, you don't have to stay here. And he goes, do you realize that there is fisting on there are 3 videos of fisting? And he goes, actually, I'm sure that's just the same one. He goes, no, there's actually 3 different fisting videos up on the screens. And it's like, if you've ever been to one of those bars, because I've been to the Bolt, and in the evenings, I don't know if during the day, they're showing porn. I don't want to see that. Maybe I may be call me a prude, but that is just not. I mean,
I want to see good porn, not the stuff that I usually end up seeing there. I'm usually like, really, this is the most boring. You're just like trying to play to your audience and getting the cheapest shit that you can.
Well, and it's long form, so they don't have to keep changing the videos. But it's really hard to concentrate on a conversation when somebody's getting rammed raw. Thank God they don't have the sound up.
Usually a glove. But when I finished watching that episode, and I was laughing, I was actually laughing out loud. And I just thought, you know what? I think this is probably my favorite show on TV right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I've even told him, why just 8 episodes? You better have 13 next year.
Yeah. Yep. And it was really sweet when I tweeted, that I really love the show. He retweeted it. And
I'm honestly, this is as good as The Bear, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And he's very sexy too, which doesn't hurt. But the fact that the show is so funny and on point, and everybody works. And I'll talk about another show.
He's not that sexy, but the other 2 male teachers are, the coach and the crazy guy.
Oh,
and we got the pool scene.
The therapy. See, I don't like if you're talking about his ex-boyfriend. Oh, that character annoys the hell out of me because I know them.
No, not the ex-boyfriend. I'm talking about
the therapist.
Well, is he a counselor?
Yeah, the one that's always like kind of weird and getting drunk and high and stuff.
And his hair is always like wrong. There's always something wrong with his hair.
He's so cute. He's so damaged, but he's so cute. Yeah. So, and then Agatha all along. Yeah, we had Agatha's trial, then William's backstory.
Right.
I'm still enjoying the show, but I'm kind of like, okay, I want to see a little bit more fun. You guys are kind of losing your fun, and you're killing off all the fun characters. And
this was the last one was pretty dark.
Yeah,
with Jack Locke. So, but interesting. I mean, it was interesting. But I want to get on the road. Let's go.
Right. Yeah.
And did they pull the other bitches out of the mud?
No, it was just her. She's the only one so far. Everybody else is dead, except we don't know what happened to the girlfriend.
Well,
I don't remember what happened to her.
I don't think Patti LuPone and the girl from Saturday Night Live are dead.
I hope not. I liked all the witches. I wanted to see more of all the witches, and all the ones are gone now.
Because you're supposed to have 5 witches to head down the road. And so they the I guess his name William. He now took over the one of the witches' spots, but the
Yeah,
one whose mother sang the song.
right.
So yeah.
Well, anyway, I mean, I'm still liking it. It's just, I don't know. It's like, whatever. Great British Baking Show. So we had Bread Week and then Caramel Week. And so Gay John went home on Bread Week, which I was kind of sad about.
Well, shocked
Well, yes, I
because
expected him to last much longer.
well, I thought he was going to be one of the finalists.
I would not have been surprised by that at all,
Well,
but
because it wasn't
yeah.
that the one you thought was going to be one of the finalists.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
actually. But nope, he made his gay flag bread and got sent home.
yeah.
So, but then
Karma Week.
on Caramel Week, oh man, some of those desserts, like that caramel cake that I was just like, can I have some of that, please?
Yeah, the
Uh,
food looked
it's so good.
extraordinary. But my favorite part of the episode of Bread Week was watching Paul braid that bread like it was nothing.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he just folded it over like secondhand, which is what you expect someone of his stature to be able to do. But it was
yeah,
just boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's like he's been doing it his whole life, which he has. So,
yeah.
and that's what I expected. But I was impressed still.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, by the time that the others were doing it and trying, I was again like, yeah, I don't get it. So, but it was fun. And then of course on Caramel Week, well, it's been out a little bit, so Mike went home, which was sad because he was another of our little gays. Anyway, so Matlock episode 2, are you watching it now?
Yeah, we haven't seen the second episode because I was
Okay,
in
so
Vegas all week.
Okay, so no spoilers for it though, but it is, I was like, oh, this was really good, but it still ha was didn't feel as strong as the first one, and then by the end it's like a boom and you're like, oh no, it was good.
Okay,
Oh, they're still doing it. Okay,
good.
let's go. Where's episode 3? So really, really good. Um, Halloween baking show, I am 4 episodes in, I think, and it's fun. It doesn't seem to. I like the. It's just nice. It's like a comfort show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's one to put on and play games at the same time.
yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah, and it's not unlike last season where it was so irritating. This season's fine.
Yeah,
It works.
it's nice. I'm kind of like, well, whoever wins, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I watched the first episode of Happy's Place with Reba McEntire, and she brings back, and I can never remember the actress's name, but it's the big blonde actress that she worked with in the show Reba. And they work wonderfully together. And if you're a Young Sheldon fan, she is the next door neighbor in Young Sheldon. But they're very, they're very good, and their chemistry works super well. The rest of the cast has kind of an OCD guy, which has a couple funny moments. Then there's a Native American or Indigenous people uh, person who has basically no personality. There's a guy that works in the kitchen who's an older guy who's apparently supposed to be the stoic, kind of non-communicative one, but his character is very bland. And then there is the sister, the surprise sister, and I'm not spoiling anything because that's basically in the commercials. But so there's this surprise sister who not only looks far too young to be her sister, but is also boring. So here you have you have Reba and you have the big blonde actress, and they're perfect and they're funny and they're just hilarious as shit. And then you have the supporting cast who are oatmeal. Just I'm telling you, this is miscast. I would, if I were taking over after this episode, I would probably recast just everybody except for the two leads. So But
Interesting.
it was still, well, actually, I say two leads because I guess the sister's a lead, but and I'm hoping that they do better with her, but she's supposed to be a psychotherapist, and yet the things that she does are not something a psychotherapist would ever do. So, anyway, but there's a lot of funny moments, and first show sometimes is pretty rough, and then they hit their stride. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it because it's Reba. um all right, the Penguin on Max. Was episode 5, I think 5 or 6, and it's actually really getting interesting now. I'm not a huge mob show fan, but the last two episodes have actually gotten really good and started to like move stuff along. And yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Well, let's see where this is going now because it's focusing less on him and more on the interesting characters, which is
Okay.
kind of sad because it's the show about the penguin. So you want him to be the interesting character, but he's kind of just the boring one. Then there's this old show from 1975 called Two's Company with Elaine Stritch, and it's a British show, and it is poorly written. The plots make no fucking sense, and yet it is still the funniest damn thing. And I'm really enjoying it, and I'm so thankful to, I think it was Digestas Hedge from the Universe who told me about it. So I am enjoying it. So thank you for that recommendation. Um, so speaking of matinee minutia, we watched Batteries Not Included, which is an old 80s film, and talked about that on the show. And it's so fun. Jessica Tandy and her husband were the leads in that. And it also had like Elizabeth Pena in it. And it's just a fun little 80s show. You're just like, yep, that's 80s. That's 80s for you. But then we jump back into 1971, where I watch Bed Knobs and Broomsticks because it's the Halloween season, and we're going to be talking about it on Matinee Minutia soon. And Angela Lansbury and the actor whose name I can't remember who plays the lead for her. So fun, such a fun little show, except for it has that whole Disney Mary Poppins shit where they have to stick a bunch of cartoon animated storyline that nobody gives a shit about in the middle of it to like stretch the movie out or whatever. It was just like, who the fuck cares about that? But the rest of it was fun. And then, of course, for Halloween, I've been watching The Good Witch. I watched Hocus Pocus 2 and really enjoyed that again. It's uh, just a fun Halloween movie. It's a good sequel. They did a great job. And of course, I've been watching some sitcoms. I like to watch the Halloween sitcoms, which are fun, including I've found a new one that I had not seen before. And of course, it's from like 2005. And it was called Freddy. Do you remember that show, Freddy? Well, I think it, I don't know. I think it was from Freddy. Why can't I remember? Freddie Prince, I think, was in it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But season 1, episode 4 is the Halloween episode, and basically the plot of it is that the guy ta and his sister's husband, I think, or whatever, they take the younger daughter to go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's completely different than in their day. It is like everybody's dressed up in the sluttiest costumes and just absolutely crazy. And then she ends up bringing along two of her friends who are like 13 or something and don't have permission to see the show, and it ends up with some gay stuff at the end, which I won't spoil in case you actually do watch it. It's fun. It's a good show. Also, Reba season 5, episode 6 is a Halloween episode that's really good. It's one of my favorites. And then Dharma and Greg have several Halloween episodes that are really, really good. So if you are somebody that likes to watch old TV shows, go check out the Halloween episodes. They're good. Uh,
Well, Peacock's really nice because they actually pull all the Halloween episodes. And when you go into the Halloween stuff, they'll go, okay, here's the different Roseanne ones, here's the different Modern Families, here's the different all the way to Saturday Night Live ones. By the way, it was David Tomlinson was the
yes.
actor.
Mhm.
The
No,
show
no.
did
He was the kid. He was the oldest kid,
who?
David Tomlinson.
No, no,
No?
no.
Am I? Huh.
David Tomlinson is the actor. I mean, he's famous for his mustache. Um,
Oh my gosh, I screwed that up. Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. And yeah,
and
he's
it
brilliant.
it and it went on. Yeah, he was doing everything. The show went on to win an Oscar for best special effects for the animated stuff you hated.
I
Um,
did. I hated it.
and then it was nominated for art direction, costume design, uh, best score of a movie, and the song "The Age of Not Believing,"
I can
which
see that. Yeah,
which was, well, in those days, it was the Sherman Brothers write something, they're going to get a nomination.
true. Yeah. No, that absolutely was him. I don't know why I was confusing his name with the kid, but yeah. Um, he had an amazing, amazing career, and I love the fact that he played leads as well as character parts. So,
Well, anything that came from Britain at that time period, they Britain hasn't always been, well, movies used to include like adults,
mm,
not teenagers.
yeah.
The main characters were adults, and then they had children in like Poltergeist, adults and
Ah,
children. But
uh,
nowadays, it's children who have parents who
yes.
have two scenes, and so yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And you're like, why is all this stuff happening to these kids if the parents were around? Anyway,
Well, it was World War II, so
well, yeah,
yeah,
that was a little bit different, but
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So
because no,
that's go ahead.
not a lot of people realize that during World War II, the children that were in London were shipped out to people in the countryside because they were more likely to keep them safe during the bombing of London.
Yeah.
So, and uh, that's how she ended up with the children.
Mm, yep, that is
Yeah.
true. Now, did you like that movie?
As a kid,
Mm.
it's a little Disney for me at this point.
I understand, and yeah, it's just I like it because it's a good fun little movie. But I could have just had that whole middle part with the cartoons just chopped right out and been just fine.
But anytime I get to hear Angela Lansbury sing something, it's always worth it.
Yep. Oh, and you probably know this, but the Mary Julie Andrews was offered the role, turned it down, then decided that she wanted to do it, and then couldn't because Angela Lansbury was already cast.
I found out another interesting Angela Lansbury casting situation. The Manchurian Candidate, which was from the 60s,
Mm-hmm.
which was Frank Sinatra, and his mother was played by Angela Lansbury. Well, they had wanted Lucille Ball to play that part, but the
Wow.
director says, no, I'm using Angela Lansbury. I just had her in a movie that I had, and she's going to be perfect. And she was. Well, I found out, I found through reading that Angela Lansbury, one night when she was doing Mame on Broadway, Lucy came back after the show and said, oh my God, you were so wonderful. You were so wonderful. But she had known that Lucy was in the theater because she was writing down what Angela Lansbury was doing in the
Wow.
role because she wanted that role. So basically, Lucy wanted Manchurian Candidate. Angela Lansbury got that one.
Yeah.
Angela Lansbury was expected to take Mame,
Mhm.
and Lucy, popped in, took it from her. We know which one was a success and which one wasn't. So
Oh, I
yeah,
still
but
like Meme though.
but
Which one?
I do too. I like Maine because it's a good
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
But I'm just thinking, imagine if Angela Lansbury and B. Arthur had both been able to redo their roles on well, Angela, I mean, B did, but
yeah,
no, no, wait, yeah, B did.
yeah.
So it was just, it's one of those nasty little things that happens between Broadway and Hollywood
Right.
because look at, I mean, Jerry Herman, he was pissed most of the time because they did it again with Hello Dolly.
Mm.
You know, they've got a 24-year-old Barbara Streisand playing uh, Dolly
Yeah,
Levi.
that was a little weird.
I mean, it was fine, but because she was good, but Dolly, should be. I mean, Walter Matthau was what 50 something.
Uh-huh.
So
That's what makes
not
it
to
a
say
little
there's anything
weird.
wrong with an age gap, but well, maybe
No,
during the
not
end of the 1800s there was. So,
yeah.
well, maybe actually during the 1800s there
Probably
wasn't.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It was wherever the money was.
sure,
Yeah. But
but yeah.
and yeah, another thing was that what was I thinking about? Manchurian Candidate was the role that actually like propelled Angela, it's like her career, like that was like actually still considered one of her best performances.
Oh yeah, yeah. But think about it. If she had gotten Mame,
Oh
she would have been a movie star,
yeah.
and it took Murder by Death to make her the star she deserved to be.
I need to go back and see that because I don't remember her in that
In what?
in Murder by Death.
I mean, not Murder by Death. Murder She Wrote.
Oh yeah, definite. Oh, definitely.
I mean,
That made her a household name.
right, and
Yeah.
and then everyone's talking about her, and it's because that's what has to happen. You've either got to have a huge movie,
Mm.
or you have to get on a long-term TV show. I
Oh,
mean, like, look, Reba McEntire is a perfect example. When she did Reba, all of a sudden she's a household name. Before
yes.
that, she was that country singer.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and like Tremors, remember how good she was in Tremors?
Yes.
She's but that's the whole thing. You're either hit or you don't hit, and when you don't hit, you just fall out of existence.
Yeah. But I love Reba. I really do love Reba. Let's see. So yeah, anyway, thank you for the Peacock reminder because I need to go do that because I do like just watching the quick, fun little Halloween stories from
Well,
shows
because I've
on
already I've already been there because I have to see David S. Pumpkins on Saturday Night Live. The Tom Hanks thing.
yeah.
It still makes me laugh. Still makes me laugh.
And I think that is pretty much it for me this week. Yeah, not too much other happening other than going over and seeing my step aunt and step grandparents. And oh, also, you know what? I also want to give a quick chub hug to my stepmother who was in the hospital last week. She's home, she's doing okay, but she just had a moment. So chub hugs to her. All right, well, here's one of the am I wrong questions. My parents always chose my brother. It's been like this my entire life. My brother married into an awful family, extremely entitled, snobby, and just mean. They have always hosted Thanksgiving, and my husband and I just go along with it to keep my parents happy. The last two Thanksgivings, my sister-in-law's father has been incredibly mean to my 5-year-old, to the point where I reached out saying that if this continues, we will no longer celebrate the holidays with them at all. This Thanksgiving, my husband and I decided to plan a local trip and invited my parents and my brother's family. Since my brother declined, my parents, of course, picked my brothers. I expected it, and I'm not mad. I just sent out a group message about Thanksgiving plans. Wait. I got a group message text about Thanksgiving plans and sent a friendly text back saying that we will be out of town on our planned trip. Now everyone is upset with me and saying we blindsided them with the trip. Although we'd been discussing it for months. They thought because they declined the trip from my brother's family that we would just fall in line and cancel the trip. But we are not going to subject our children to another toxic Thanksgiving. Am I wrong?
Absolutely not. You know me and Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah, you know me and
Yeah,
family. Fuck that.
yeah. I'm not going. If the thing's not going to make me happy, I mean, I have gone and done the bullshit because I know it takes me 2 3 hours and I'm in and out that fast. And
Yeah.
that's fine, especially on like Thanksgiving because I don't give a shit. But if it were like Christmas, no, I'm not going to do something on Christmas I don't want to do.
Yeah. Well,
Just not going to do
and
it.
like this, if if you are mean to my kid, I'm gonna go all mama on you and call you out in front of fucking everybody and put you in your place. I don't care. You just don't do that shit.
Right.
Same thing. If you're mean to my dog, I will call you out on it. Anyway, moving along.
Buck, buck,
Timothy
buck, buck.
says, "Hey Chubbs, if you were to get married or renew your vows, what would your wedding song be?"
Um, Ours is more than just the two of us. Or there's another one. Um, oh God, I can hear it in my head and I can't think of the title. You go ahead. What would yours be? I'll come up with it.
It would probably be Tina Turner's Simply the Best because he would be like getting someone who is better than all the rest.
Oh God, you're just stealing from
No,
Schitt's Creek.
no. It would be something, there's a Corey Hart song, um, and I can't think of the title now, but it's a slow song. It's romantic but realistic. And so you if you can think.
Yeah. Okay. Mine is You and Me, and I can't remember who sang it, but it's You and Me and all of the people and da 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 because it played on our first in the car when we were driving to our first date.
Oh, that
Yeah.
seems nice. So the song is Corey Hart. It's called Always, and it's very, very nice. It's romantic, but not dingy romantic. All right. Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know how young were you when you got your first tax-paying job, and where was it?
It was I was 18 and it was at Sears.
Ooh.
I worked oh God, I think we were considered the cashier office
Hmm.
because they came to us. No, we were can't remember if I was credit or cashier. I'm pretty sure I was cashier. Yeah. Yeah, and it was like and it got paid 30 cents more than I would have gotten paid on the floor.
It's because you have to deal with more bullshit, probably.
Oh no, it was a much easier job.
Oh. Hmm.
It was so simple. You know, they bring their okay, next door they turned in the thing and they got a slip of paper that says you get back, $8.50. They come
Oh,
over, hand it to me, I give them $8.50. They go away.
oh, well,
Yeah,
that's nice. Okay.
it was great. It's a really simple job.
Huh. Cool. Mine was, I think I was 17, just turning 18, and it was to be an in-home health worker for my grandmother at the time. So it was just back then, it was just kind of a, whoever wants to take care of you, will pay him to take care of you kind of thing. But it did not pay very much, but it was something. And then let's see. Hey Chubbs, if Timothy wants to know if you could own any famous movie car, which one would it be?
God, I'm such a not a car person.
I know. I had to think about this one.
Oh, what would you say?
Well, at first I was gonna say the Dukes of Hazzard car, but you have to crawl in through the windows, and that's just not
Oh,
happening.
it'd be like Winnie the Pooh trying to get the honey.
I was stuck in Rabbit's Hole.
Yeah. Hmm.
Now, so I think I said Herbie the Love Bug.
See, actually, I saw Herbie the Love Bug in person.
Oh yeah.
Um, and the
Cool.
one I would probably pick, because I saw two other famous cars in person. I saw the Batmobile,
Oh, that's cool.
but I think I'd probably go for the Munsters car.
Hmm.
Oh, the Beverly Hills Billy car would be kind of fun too.
That's true. I mean, you'd get a lot of attention from it.
Yeah, but I because I remember Brian was looking to get a new car, and he had said that he saw a Hearst, and wouldn't that be fun? And I said, oh, that'd be
Uh,
great because we could drive the Hearst to the movie, the screenings, and then when people go, "Why are you driving a Hearst?" We could go, "Oh, well, we're here to tell you whether this movie's arriving alive or dead." Uh, I know, but and he never got the hearse. So yeah, but
no, but that's a good line.
yeah, thank you.
Uh, All right. Well, let's see. Let's jump into
Oh
Lunchbox.
my God. Oh my God.
What?
Sorry. I just saw what appears to be chicken strips or strips. I'm not sure. It looks good. Oh, that looks good too.
Yes,
Is that house
homemade
chow mein?
homemade chicken strips and
Okay.
mac and cheese on the side is what you were looking at.
Yum.
Yes. And unfortunately, I don't have the description for that.
I can tell you what the first one is.
Yes, please do.
That is appears to be a house chow mein, and house chow mein. I've been wanting chow mein, but maybe it's not even chow mein, but it's got to be. There's because you see the shrimp, you can see I see beef, I see chicken, and vegetables. It could just be a medley of vegetables with meat, but usually that's what our chow mein looks like, and it's fantastic. And the darkness of the sauce. I'm going to guess it's a chow mein, even though I don't see a goddamn noodle there.
Okay, well, that's a good
Oh
guess.
wait, maybe that. Oh, I see. No, that's not a noodle.
No.
Okay.
All right, okay. So I did find it in my
Oh,
email, and it says this was a good dish from my Chinese restaurant. It
yeah.
had beef, chicken, shrimp, and
Right.
just enough veggies and a brown garlic sauce. It was really good.
Okay.
So no name.
So I got it right, except there's no. Well, I said it could just be a vegetable medley with
Right.
the meats. Oh my God.
It
Oh my
looks
God. I'm
great.
shaking right now. It looks so good. Uh,
There is one more email that came in, and it is not on the Trello, but it says the title of the email is Weird. This picture looks weird. Looks like the fish is floating off the plate. Don't know why, but my magic fish tasted good. Sides of black-eyed peas, cantaloupe, and cornbread.
oh,
Yeah, and I will show that to you. Actually, everybody can go look at it over on our Facebook group,
okay.
facebook.com/chubsgonewild. And I will make sure to add this to the rotation. Do, 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 do. So thank you, Mr. Moose, for that. And now Tom has a little what's in his lunchbox that he preluded to earlier.
Well, it's a Hawaiian dish. It's furry kukaki chicken,
Okay.
um, and our fur yeah, it's furry kukaki, and so it is. They take up boneless, skinless chicken thighs. They chop them up, they bread them, they deep fry them, they toss them in some kind of sweeter sauce,
Hmm.
and then they just pile all this chicken, and they sprinkle it with the furikake seasoning, which is a Japanese seasoning, um, sesame seeds, and it's all, well, the sesame seeds are whole, but then there's some ground up seaweed and other
Hmm.
spices. So the
Oh,
seaweed isn't it's not as like when you're eating seaweed, it's just like I'm eating seaweed,
yeah.
um, and uh, and it's really salty. It adds the salt to it, and then you get the little sesame seeds to give it little textures,
Hmm.
and the other seasonings that goes on with it. It's served with the way most Hawaiian stuff is two things of rice and a thing of macaroni salad. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. It was so much. I ate it for lunch and dinner, and really good,
Uh,
really good.
Yeah, I could tell when you said it was Hawaiian. I was like, oh yeah, the rice and the
served in the styrofoam
salad.
packaging.
Yeah,
It's so Hawaiian.
it
You
looks
know,
wonderful.
I'm really surprised that they haven't figured out a different way of packaging because styrofoam is so gross
Yeah.
that
Have you seen the video where the woman, there's a young woman and she says, "Is there anyone that has noises that really like make them feel physically ill or something?" And she's like, "Mine is styrofoam." And she kept like touching the styrofoam and every time she did, she's like, "Bleh." For me, it's like that feeling of like when you have like a damp hand or something and it slides across newspaper and there's that little weird feeling of so
mine is pulling apart cotton balls.
oh that just sent kind of a little chill through me too.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
exactly. It's
uh,
always bothered me.
oh
So,
yeah.
um, yeah, and like during Christmas time when you would be in school and you'd be doing Santa's hat or his, because you'd put glue down and put the cotton balls and stretch them, and I would be like freaking out having to do this. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually I can get that. Yeah. Uh, uh, okay. So, hey, Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. And remember that you can send us what's in your lunchbox or any Hey Chubs questions or an advice question or comment on anything that you've heard on the show by just sending us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. And find Tom's other podcasts at swannerandjudd.com. Find Matt's other projects at justkisstheguy.com. Find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
yes. We need a call. We need a call so bad. So, anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in. We are happy to be back, and we will catch you in a week when we will be talking about the prelude to my birthday. And, oh, yeah, that Halloween thing too that comes at that time, something, whatever. All right, we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.